Hey everyone, my name is Reina. Welcome to the YouTube channel. Today's video is about 10 tips on how to create your event. I have been creating events since I was 15. I was in high school. I was 15 years old and I saw one of my friends crying in the restroom because her boyfriend broke up with her. And I noticed like how just insecure she was and how she was like, the world's over, and it just made me think like, no, like I feel for you, girl, like it sucks, but you shouldn't be feeling this low to this point where your happiness depends on a person in general, so I was like, I really want to create workshops for young girls, and I went to one of my mentors and she allowed these workshops to happen, and I set up the whole event. I actually thought that there was only like no one was gonna go. I had created the flyers, I had reserved a classroom, I created posters, and I was like, no one's gonna go to this event. I was so scared, and there was 60 girls lined up after school waiting to attend, and it was just like we actually had to move from the class to the cafeteria. It was crazy, and that was like my first time creating an event, and ever since then I fell in love with helping other girls, and I fell in love with in general just how helping the community and creating events and bringing people together. So that is why I am here to share a little bit about that. And I hope I want to make this like quick, easy, simple. There's so much I can talk about, and if you ever do want to reach out and talk to me personally, I can do some consulting for you, or I can actually organize your own event if you're interested. I am open to event coordinating for other people. I've done it before. I've done launch parties, I've done events for myself, multiple workshops with panelists and multiple networking events, and I've done birthday parties. I have coordinated a wedding. So if you're interested in maybe creating your own event, and you either want to do it yourself and you need one-on-one help, or you want me to do the event coordinating, please email me, please direct message me on Instagram. Find me and we will talk, and I would love to collaborate. So tip number 1, I would say Canva.com is your best friend. When I found out, how did I find out about Canva? It was in college, and Canva is an amazing resource where it already has the templates, and it's not only just a template for an invitation, it's a template for business cards, for your YouTube covers. That's how I created a YouTube cover on here. You can, for Instagram posts, for envelopes, it's already on there. You can also, there's a lot of free options, but there's also a membership, and you can get all the like fancy ones. If you want to do an ebook, there's templates on there. Canva.com is amazing. I love you, Canva. You've helped me. Number 2, creating surveys for your audience. So let's say you're just like, I don't know what type of event to host. I don't know what my following would like. I don't know what day I should have it on. Guess what? Instagram now has surveys, and if your audience is more on Facebook, you can also do a poll, and people will vote. And maybe not everyone will vote. Maybe you could kind of do it again and again, like 3 days, the same question, and see. And the numbers don't lie, And number 3, sponsorship. Sponsorship is huge. So you want to create your event, you want to offer a goodie bag, you want food, or you want, and you're on a budget, you want to get sponsored by a local business. I would highly recommend reach out to local businesses and depending on your event, if it's around 30 people, they don't mind like sponsoring. But if it's like 500 people, obviously that's a lot of people. And you always want to, I would say, email them. It's a little more professional. You can direct message them and just say, hey, I sent you an email, but then The email must include, you know, your introduction, who you are, what do you do, and, you know, why are you doing this event, what you want them to sponsor, and then the details. Already have your flyer ready, and already have, if you have a website. If you don't have a website, it's okay. You're okay. You're still in the game. Like, so many people get so, they don't think it's like official until they have a website. You make, you know what I mean? Like, ask yourself, like, how many times do you really go on like the person's website? You mainly go on their Instagram or their Facebook or all of either YouTube, and that's where you can have your credibility, right? But a website is important, but if it's not in your budget, okay, I'm getting off topic, but if it's not in your budget yet, you could still create an event. So just having the flyer is really cool too. They will check your Instagram. You know, just say, hey, I'm new at this. Like, be real. And, you know, especially businesses, like local businesses and smaller businesses, they know the struggle and they will gladly sponsor, and make sure that you will promote their service. If they are sponsoring, make sure you have business cards, you have flyers, you post them on your Instagram. You gotta be thankful. So that's number 3. Number 4, don't be afraid to repost your flyers. So that was something that I personally, you know, you go on someone's Instagram and they have like their beautiful aesthetics, and you're like, oh my god, I don't want to like just keep posting my flyer. You have to. You are the only, like, marketing, you have to repost it. Or of course you could create Facebook ads, you could do Instagram ads where it would repeatedly do it will like come out on people's feed multiple times, and you can market it to your audience. So I would highly invest in that. It's super underpriced. It's only like, depending, it's $1 a day. I think minimum for Instagram is $1 a day. So if you have 30 days, it's $30, but you're reaching, and $30 you will reach like a good 10,000 people, and it's so worth it. Like, do it, invest it, or if not, repost your flyer, put it on your Instagram story, tag people on the comments. Don't be afraid. This is your event. You got to be excited for it. If you're not excited for it, how are other people going to be excited for it? Number 5, personally message people. So you're posting, you know, people are just scrolling, but if you personally message people, I'm sure there's a scientific fact, or if you personally DM them and invite them, just sharing the flyer, just sending them a message. Sometimes what I do is like, I'll set goals, like, okay, I have to personally message 10 people today, and I go through my Instagram and I'm like, okay, hey, like, here's an invite, you've probably gotten a message from me. And also, it's genuinely because I want you to go. Like, I don't message every single person on my Instagram, but I try as many people as I can, and if it's something that I know will benefit you and that I feel like it would be great to have you there, then I will send you a message. It could be DM or a text, email, just anything personal. People will remember it. And also, this isn't, I'm gonna just add, if they say they're not gonna go or they can't make it, just have them share it. That is like huge. Have them share it on their Instagram story, or just say, hey, can you please share it, tell your friends or something. You never know. Number 6, so this is something that I would really recommend, like, either hire or get an intern or a volunteer the day of your event. I don't think people understand like how much, like, especially if you are hosting your own event, like, it's, you know, your brand, you better like get help, because there's someone that needs to be at the check-in table, there's someone that needs you to help pick up, because your people are there, they're gonna be wanting to talk to you, they're gonna have questions for you, and it's gonna be hard to do all of that, you know, while the venue people are over here telling you, and you need to go, you need to pick up. You have someone there, and you're like mentally, physically exhausted. But I have gotten better at that, because I remember I used to literally, like, I was so tired to just like breathe after an event to talk. But now I'm like, no, I'm gonna get help. I have help here, I have someone picking, I have like shifts, because that's like so important. And even if it's one person, it really lays like you know, like you're like, oh my god, I forgot I need to get something in the car. You can't be walking out of your event getting something from your car. Like, you can, but you know, you want to be present. You want to enjoy this event that you work so hard for. So be there. Number 7, collaborate. So collaboration with guest speakers. You can collaborate so many ways. This is one of my favorite ways, is having guest speakers come. And so for example, I had a women in money workshop, and I had financial expert Eva Macias come. I had a Raggedy Tiff, Viva La Bonita, the owners of those companies, and as well as Angelica, who owns multiple franchises. And our topic was about money, women in money. And number one, like, it grows your audience because they're sharing the flyer. I recommend you creating their own personal flyer, and then they will share it, right, with their picture, and like, again, having all the details of the event. You definitely grow your brand. You know, their followers are gonna know about you. Tip number 8. So Eventbrite is a great way to sell your tickets. You can sell them, you can do donation based, and there is a fee for it. But I don't know, Eventbrite it gives you all the like statistics, the way it like tells you all the information, how many people visited your site. It's so well organized for selling events. You could do PayPal, you could do Venmo, you could make it like, you know, not as official, but it actually has like a whole ticket system if you actually want to collect the tickets. It's so beautiful. I love Eventbrite. That's a great way. Number 9, vendors. So let's say you're on a budget, you know, you want a little bit extra money to cover some expenses. I would say vendors is a really great way to cover those expenses. And what vendors are is, for example, if you have a friend who sells like lip glosses, and you know, she has her little small business, you can rent, like, you can say, hey, you can, at first I would ask the venue if it's okay to have vendors, and the vendor would come, they would bring their own table, and they would set up their own way. They just have that space, and you would rent them that space. And why you would charge them like $30, $20, $40, however much. I know people who've charged vendors $20 up to $500. It just depends what kind of event it is, and it's worth it because you're bringing all the people to them. They didn't do any of the planning. They just went to the event, and vendors are always looking for events. So there's so many vendors out there, especially if you're in LA, or just how do you find vendors? Post it on your Instagram. Look up hashtags, hashtag vendors in wherever location in LA. Like, you know, that's another thing. Hashtags are really important. So that's a good way to do it, vendors. And you can also, like, you can email them. Maybe you just want like 2 vendors, 3 vendors. Or if you really want to make it like a huge event, you can have a vendors application. That's a really cool, powerful way to make it organized if you want to have a lot of vendors there. Number 10, the most important tip of all, I want you to fail forward. I am just so proud of people when they do the events, because it's not easy. And if you ever do your own event, and you will know that it's not easy to market, it's not easy to plan, it's not easy to get in contact, but it's so worth it. And I've had events where I've had 60 people, like 80 people, I've had 40 people, and I've had events where I had 2 people. So do not think that you are like, that it's not a good event or it's not a good purpose. I think it's really the marketing. Marketing is the most important thing. Like, if you think you marketed enough, no, you didn't. You have to expose yourself, and just don't be afraid to tell everyone, go to post flyers, or, you know, I'm big on like digital, like social media marketing. I feel like you can reach a lot more people, but of course you can go to different events and do the flyers and all of that. But it will come however your event is. If 2 people show up, you know, be grateful and be like grateful that they showed up. Like, you don't know, every event is perfect, and there's a reason why there was only 2 people. Maybe they really needed your attention. So, but we do want more people to go. It depends what your goal is, and I really encourage you to push yourself. And again, if you need more help on event consulting, or you would like me to organize one of your events, please reach out to me. I would love to collaborate and make shit happen. Thank you.